Coin collecting is a fascinating hobby that combines history, art, and, of course, a bit of luck. Many people think of pennies as just spare change, hardly worth a second glance. But there are some pennies that hold hidden value far beyond their face value. One such coin is the 1974 United States 1-cent coin. If you have one of these in your collection or in a jar of change, you might just be holding on to something worth a lot more than a penny. Let's dive into the world of the 1974 1-cent coin and explore what makes it special, and how it can be worth far more than you might expect. The 1974 penny is not particularly rare when compared to other coins from the same era. It features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the front, which has been a staple on the obverse of the penny since 1909. On the reverse side, you'll find the familiar Lincoln Memorial, a design that graced the back of pennies from 1959 until 2008. To most people, this coin might seem like just another regular penny. However, there's more to it than meets the eye. While the majority of 1974 pennies are still circulating today and are worth only 1 cent, a few rare versions of this coin can fetch extraordinary prices at auctions. The key to the 1974 penny's value lies in its condition and, in some cases, the occurrence of minting errors. Coins in less than perfect condition don't carry much value, but there are certain factors that can make a 1974 penny worth far more than its face value. One of the first things that can increase the value of a 1974 penny is its condition. Over time, coins that have been in circulation tend to become worn and damaged. Scratches, discoloration, and other imperfections are common, which means that most 1974 pennies you'll come across in your daily life won't be worth much more than the penny you already know. However, a penny that has been well preserved and remains in mint condition, free from wear and damage, is considered much rarer and more valuable. If you happen to own a 1974 penny in pristine condition, it could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. But what about the rarer and more valuable 1974 pennies? Well, this is where things get even more interesting. Minting errors are one of the biggest contributors to the value of a coin. Errors during the minting process are uncommon and create unique coins that collectors find fascinating and highly desirable. The 1974 penny is no exception. Some of these pennies were struck with minting errors, and these error coins are worth a small fortune. One of the most sought-after types of errors in the world of coin collecting is the double die error. This happens when a coin is struck twice, resulting in a doubled image. If you have a 1974 penny that shows signs of this kind of error, it could be worth much more than you would expect. Double die errors are rare, and coins that exhibit them are highly prized by collectors. A 1974 penny with a double die error can sell for thousands of dollars, depending on the quality and how well preserved the coin is. Another error that can make the 1974 penny incredibly valuable is the off-center strike. Sometimes, coins get misaligned during the minting process, resulting in a penny that is not fully centered. These off-center coins are highly coveted by collectors because they are considered rare anomalies in the coin production process. If you happen to have a 1974 penny with an off-center strike, you might be holding onto something worth far more than its face value. But there's yet another factor that can boost the value of a 1974 penny: its rarity. In 1974, there were several different versions of the penny minted, and some are rarer than others. For example, there was a version of the 1974 penny that was minted in San Francisco, which is much harder to come by than those minted in Philadelphia. The San Francisco minted 1974 pennies are less common, and depending on their condition, they can be worth more. And now that you understand the different ways a 1974 penny can become valuable, you might be wondering just how much one of these rare coins can actually be worth. While most 1974 pennies are worth only 1 cent, those in perfect condition or with rare minting errors can fetch thousands of dollars. In fact, the highest price ever paid for a 1974 penny was an astonishing $20,000. Yes, a single 1974 penny could be worth $20,000 if it's in the right condition or if it features a rare minting error. That's an incredible amount of money for a coin that most people would never think twice about. So, What does this mean for you? If you come across a 1974 penny in your pocket change or have one tucked away in your collection, it's worth taking a closer look. While most of these coins are still just worth their face value, there's always a chance that yours might be a rare find. Whether it's a coin in pristine condition or one that has a minting error like a double die or off-center strike, the 1974 penny is a great example of how valuable some seemingly ordinary coins can be. If you happen to have one of these rare coins, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Keep an eye out, because you never know when you might stumble upon a 1974 penny worth $20,000. Top 2. When it comes to coin collecting, the world is full of hidden treasures waiting to be discovered, and some of these treasures are hiding in plain sight. One of the most overlooked coins in the United States is the humble 1984 1-cent coin. Most of us encounter these pennies every day, tossing them into our pockets, jars, or wallets without a second thought. But did you know that some 1984 pennies are actually worth far more than their face value? That's right, while a typical penny may only be worth 1 cent, certain 1984 pennies can be worth a fortune to the right collector. In today's video, we're going to explore what makes the 1984 penny so special and how it could turn into a valuable piece of history in your hands. At first glance, the 1984 penny might seem like any other penny you've seen in your lifetime. It features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This design, introduced in 1959, has been a staple of American currency, making it immediately recognizable. But the true value of a 1984 penny isn't in its design or the fact that it's a part of everyday life. Instead, it's all about rarity, condition, and even certain minting errors that can make some of these coins incredibly valuable. Let's start with the most common scenario, a 1984 penny that's been in circulation for years. If you find one of these coins in your pocket change, it's likely to have scratches, discoloration, or even some visible wear. After all, most pennies from this era have been used and passed from hand to hand for decades. But here's the thing, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins that have been well preserved, with minimal wear and tear, are much rarer than those that have been circulating in the economy. The higher the grade or condition of the coin, the more valuable it becomes. A penny that remains almost as perfect as the day it was minted could be worth far more than just 1 cent, but it doesn't stop there. A 1984 penny could be worth a lot more if it has an error from the minting process. Minting errors occur when a mistake is made during the production of the coin, and these errors can make the coin incredibly valuable. Common mint errors include things like double strikes, off-center strikes, and misaligned dies. If you find a 1984 penny with any of these minting errors, it could be worth far more than the standard penny. For example, a 1984 penny struck off-center, meaning the design was not properly aligned, could be worth thousands of dollars because it's such a rare anomaly. Perhaps the most exciting type of minting error is the double die error. This occurs when a coin is struck multiple times with the same design, creating a doubled effect on the images. For example, the date or the lettering on the 1984 penny might appear doubled, making it stand out from the typical penny. Double die errors are highly sought after by collectors, and they can significantly increase the value of a coin. If you happen to find a 1984 penny with a double die error, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth far more than just its face value. Another factor that can increase the value of a 1984 penny is the presence of special types of coins, such as proof coins. Proof coins are coins that are specially minted for collectors and are produced with extra care, giving them a high-quality, mirror-like finish. These coins are usually produced in limited quantities and are much rarer than regular circulation coins. If you own a proof 1984 penny, especially one that's in excellent condition, it could be worth much more than the average penny. And now, let's get to the most exciting part of this video. How much can a 1984 penny actually be worth? As mentioned earlier, the vast majority of 1984 pennies you'll encounter will be worth just 1 cent. However, some exceptional specimens have been sold for astonishing prices at auctions. If you find a 1984 penny in mint condition or one with a minting error like a double die or off-center strike, it could be worth thousands of dollars. But the highest price ever recorded for a 1984 penny? One of these rare finds sold for an astounding $15,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1984 penny could be worth $15,000 if it has the right characteristics. So, if you have a 1984 penny tucked away in a jar, it might be worth taking a closer look. While most of these pennies are still just worth 1 cent, those that are in perfect condition or feature a rare minting error could be worth a lot more than you'd expect. Whether it's a double die error, an off-center strike, or simply a beautifully preserved coin, the 1984 penny is a great example of how coins that seem ordinary can turn out to be extraordinary. If you have one of these rare pieces in your collection, you might just be sitting on a small fortune.